actual daylight. Piggies! Do you want to go on the run, guys? Where are you? No. Morning, Yuda. It's like, Mummy, I was sleeping. What did you pick me up for? I was having a nap. Was you having a nap? Do you want to say hello? You're being very shy. Say hi, guys. It's like I was sleeping and Mummy picked me up. Mr. Crayon was even less willing to come outside. And he was like, no, I'm in my house and I don't want to come out. Say hello, Mr. Crayon. He's like, Mum, it's far too early for this nonsense. Is it too early for this nonsense? It's like, ugh. Good morning. It is Friday, the 18th of December. It is the last day of work before the Christmas holidays. I could not be happier right now. I'm gonna make some tea. Oh, there was one cup. Spider-Man cup. I am not the most awake yet. Tea is required. Kettle's boiling. Still a bit dark in here. And the light on. So it is 8ish. So sleepy. And I've just dropped Ewan off to work for the last time in 2020. In for the last time, 2020. Oh my god. I was so happy. I am so tired. I need a break. Yay. I'm writing the wrong pin number. So. And now there's a siren. Oh, the start to this vlog is very messy, but it is reflecting the craziness within. I'm so tired. I haven't been sleeping well the last week or so, partially because I keep staying up too late reading. I've finished 2 books this week. I finished Our Little Cruelties by Liz Nugent, which, yeah, I'll give an update on that later on. It's not what I expected, and yet I still enjoyed it. So, but yeah, I'll give more information on that later on. And I finished Truly Madly Guilty by Leanne Moriarty. So that's 2 of my TBR for this month. And I'm about 3 hours away from finishing another audiobook, which wasn't even on my TBR. I'm not enjoying, but it's like, I'm going to finish it, but it's not for me at all. I think I mentioned in my last vlog, and like I say, I will fill you in later on my thoughts on that. Making my Spider-Man tea. Spider-Man is going to help me through today because I am going to need a superhero effort to actually function today. Because obviously next Friday is the big event. This is Christmas. I'm less excited for Christmas this year. Like, I'm excited to be off work for a couple of weeks. Like, I'm off straight through, thankfully, which is wonderful. But to be honest, I'm not as excited for Christmas as I would normally be. Oh, just because of all the, I don't know, just because of all the stuff going on with COVID, and I'm not sure what the restrictions are like where you guys are. This is a very mixed up start to the vlog. I don't even know what I've said so far. My brain is like not there. I think I was rambling about COVID before I sat down. So yeah, I don't know what the restrictions are where everybody else is. In Scotland at the moment, we are allowed to mix 3 households during the 5-day period. But they're saying like that should be like at a maximum, and don't like try and see 3 households, but if you know what I mean, like that should be the maximum you meet up with. They're saying not to stay over at people's houses, which that's fine, I wasn't going to do that anyway. And they're kind of saying you're allowed to do this, but you probably shouldn't do it, which I find highly frustrating, to be honest. I would rather they were just like, don't do it, it's not allowed, rather than being woolly and just being like, well, you can do it, but it doesn't mean you should do it. It's like, well, if you don't want us to do it, if you don't think it's safe, say not to do it. Like, actually make it a rule. And don't get me wrong, people are going to break that rule. There's always people that break the rules. But I just think Christmas has been so stressful to organise. We were meant to be going to my mum's this year, and Ewan's mum going to his sister, but his sister's in Edinburgh and she doesn't really feel comfortable going down because of this woolly statements, you know. So my folks are going by the government saying, right, you're allowed to do A, B and C, and his folks are like, well, no, the government's saying this, but the health experts are saying that, so we're gonna go with the health experts. And I'm like, okay, so now at the moment, like, Ewan's mum is like our extended household, so she's gonna come to us for Christmas Eve, and we're gonna do like a little mini dinner and stuff like that. And then on Christmas Day, we're going to go and see my mum. And my sister is going to come to my mum's as well. And that's like our 3 households, technically. And it's all going to be over like a day, 2 days. That's the only people we're going to see. So that's the plan. My mom has decided that we're just going to have like a takeaway for Christmas because it took so long for like the rules to be announced and stuff. She was getting kind of stressed out, and it was just easier to be like, right, well, if we're not buying in loads of food and stuff, then it's less of a stress if the rules change last minute. Because there was a bit of a thing this week where the 4 nations were meeting and they were discussing whether rules needed to change. And as far as I know, they couldn't really agree on any new rules. So I think Wales are doing something different now. I don't know if they've reduced their household mixing number to 2, maybe. I honestly can't remember what the new rules are. As far as I'm aware, Scotland hasn't changed their official rules, but they're just saying have personal responsibility. And I'm like, excellent. That's what we want to hear. I really want to go see my mum. I haven't seen her since... I didn't see her all the time for the first lockdown. Then I saw her once the lockdown went away. We were allowed to see the people again. And then now it's been a good couple of months since I've seen her. My emails have just opened up, so my face has gotten really bright. So yeah, it's been months since I've actually seen my mum. And I really want to see my mum. And I haven't seen my sister since April. So I want to go see them. Yes, I know. I want to go see them. They're not obviously going out breaking the rules willy-nilly and stuff. You know, they're sensible. So I feel like it's a small risk in comparison to other risks that are probably going to be taken over the period, but it doesn't necessarily make me feel 100% comfortable, but that's kind of where we're at. So yeah, the whole thing's just been put a bit of a downer on everything. We're doing something I feel like is like low risk in comparison to what we could be doing. But I still kind of feel a bit apprehensive because obviously we are still taking a risk and maybe we shouldn't take a risk at all, but it's been really hard. And I've been dealing with the whole COVID thing quite well overall. Like, I've not been getting ridiculously stressed over it. I've just been following the rules and making the best of things and figuring it could be worse. And I don't, we've not been mixing and not seeing people, and obviously Christmas is just a funny time. It makes people want to be with their families, and I guess that's why the rules are weird the way they are. No one wants to say you can't see your mum at Christmas. But yeah, it's just put a big downer on everything, and I don't know if I'm doing the right thing, But what can you do? That was a depressing little segment there for you. The plan for today is to work for about 7 hours, maybe a little less. I'm going to see how much flexi time I've accrued and maybe cut my day short a little bit because I'm not feeling it. Yes, I'm doing the obligatory work from home face mask. My computer was frozen, so I've gone and put on a face mask. Ugh. Adding to the sexy of today. Hey everyone, I am now officially finished work for the Christmas break and I could not be happier. As you can see, I had a little bit of a makeup sesh in my boredom, so I look a bit done up. Oh, also I've got these new earrings which I absolutely love. How cute are they? They are from the Soph collaboration with Skinny Dip. I love watching Soph Does Life. It used to be Soph Does Nails, but I think it's Soph Does Life now. And this is her second or third collaboration with Skinny Dip. And like, yeah, they're so cute. I love them. They were like super cheap as well. They were like 14 quid. So well impressed. So yeah, feeling a bit more done up than usual. I'm going to go and write Dylan. I have about an hour, let's see, it's 2 o'clock. About an hour and a half of daylight left. That's depressing. Dylan has got a little present. Here we go. It is a new saddle pad. So Dylan and my colours are like green. And they've always been kind of like a bright green, like if we go cross country or anything like that. But because he's now 15 and he's an older gent, I don't know, partially because of that and partially because my tastes are now more in the muted colour range, even with my own taste. Like in my own clothes, I used to like kind of brighter colours and now I'm very much in the muted tones, maybe because I'm getting older, I don't know. But I wanted to get him like a hunter racing green kind of colour, like a grandpa green. Because he's my grandpa pony, so he's not that old. But I've been kind of keen for a while to get him like a dark green saddle pad, just to kind of be a little bit less garish than his massive green one. But his green one is falling apart. The piping is coming off. It's rubbed in the middle. This needed replaced, so it's not a ridiculous purchase. So I feel okay with that. I'm not one of these people that buys loads and loads of stuff unless it's like a safety thing. I don't really like to replace things unless they're done or beyond repair. So got this one, and I might end up having to buy a new high vis one at some point because that one is pretty thrashed. But I'm gonna go head to the yard and ride my pony, because I didn't ride him yesterday because a pal borrowed him to be a nanny pony. And normally he's wonderful at that, but yesterday he decided that he didn't fancy it and was a bit of a dunderhead, let's just say. So I'm gonna go ride him today, and hopefully he's got still a bit of the spirit he had yesterday, apparently, because that sounds like fun. So I will catch up with you guys later. It'll probably be once I get to the yard. I'm going to keep listening to my audiobook. This is the Middle Finger Project by Ash Amberjay. Dying to get this finished. I'm just not for me. I'm going to finish it just because it's not like harmful to listen to, but it's going to sound really harsh, but she's just full of bullshit. It's utter bull. The actual points in the book are very simple. It's basically like, live your dreams, don't let people stop you, take risks, look out for yourself, do what you want. It's very straightforward. It's not even common sense. It's not even a case of one of those books where it just gives you common sense. It's one of those books where it's just like, power to the people, just go do what you want, go run your business, doesn't matter if you haven't got any money. Oh wait, actually make sure you do have money, because that could be bad, and we should all just do what we want and anti like corporate jobs, and oh my god, nah. And I'm just like, you are really annoying. And I kind of like the casual way she talks. That's great. It's not dry, she's not boring, but she said the same thing 200 times. This is like an 8-hour audiobook, and she could have literally done a TED talk. This is all it needed. It was a TED talk, and how she's filled this out to be 8 hours something, God only knows. So I'm not a fan. It's probably going to get a 2. It's just not for me. She's got such a flippant attitude about everything, and she was even talking about her mother's death at one point, and her attitude about it was so flippant. And I know everyone deals with grief in different ways, and just because someone doesn't do what you would do in that situation doesn't mean they're wrong, but I felt physically uncomfortable listening to those parts, because I was like, oh my God, why are you not giving your mother the respect she deserves? You know, it's not her fault she died. Like, she was talking as if it was her mother's fault that she died, and that it was just an inconvenience to her, and she didn't want to have to do all this stuff. It didn't warm me to her at all. Like, no. That was kind of the final straw for me after that chapter. I don't like this book. So I'm going to give it a 2 unless something drastic happens to make it worse. I highly doubt it's going to get higher than a 2, because I don't think it's informative. The 2 is generous in the fact that it's a very easy listen, and she, you know, she's a conversational kind of style. I think that makes things very accessible, but I just think the book hasn't got much value above that. But unless I truly despise something, I don't give it a 1. I don't think it's in the point of truly despising, but it's pretty damn close at the moment. So I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna listen to some more, get to the yard, and yeah, we'll see where we are in another 20 minutes when I've got to listen to this woman rambling about stuff and making absolutely no sense or no point. We are at the yard now. It's pretty drizzly and manky, but I don't care because I'm off for Christmas, so nothing is going to put me in a bad mood today, not even the weather. So off to get Dylan. You can see his little high-vis frog in the background. Come on, dopey dope! And of course he's bringing Diego. Those two are always together. The one in the brown rug? The brown horse and the blue rug next to Dylan. They are bestest friends. Right, let's get this monkey. Boys stuffing their faces. Hey, handsome. Hey, handsome. Got you, sweetie. It's not just humans that like parsnips. You have to cut it in half. You can't eat it all in one go. Will we share a bit with the eggs? Look, have another bite. Well, bite it. That's it. There you go. Do you want this little piece? Yes. Good boy. You didn't leave much for him, did you? You didn't leave him much, did you? He's like, he's my friend, but I don't want to share food. We don't share food. Ugh. He is disgusting. Hannah. Yes. You is dirty. What is going on here? Gotta look far too done up to be at the yard. Come on, stinky pants. Diego's like, oh, where are you going? Come on. Let's go try on your new saddle pad. See if you look handsome. You see if you look handsome. He's like, I always look handsome. Yeah, he's a good boy. Looking handsome. That's a good colour on you, isn't it?
It's like I'm sleeping, Mum, leave me alone.
We're gonna get wet. Listen to the rain. We're gonna get wet. Okay, so what we're doing today is a bit of pole work with one pole because I was lazy and can't be arsed taking out more than one. So it's like in the middle of the school. What we're going to do is do some trot and canter work over the pole and try and keep up the stride. So when jumping, I tend to kill the power going around the corners. Like, I'm trying to stable him up, make him feel more balanced, and I end up taking away his power. So today we're going to try and do turns at speed. I say at speed, turns with power without killing the power. There's no one around to video, so you're just going to have to take my word for it. But that is the plan. Dylan looks half asleep and he's all clickety, so he obviously needs a good warm up. So we shall see how he goes, and I will let you know in a bit. Hey everyone, that's me back home. Dylan was really good. Well, he was well behaved, but he was kind of rubbish at the exercise I was trying to get him to do. So that's unfortunate, but we'll have to keep practicing. It was really dark by the time I put him back out, so I didn't bother doing any filming. And then I headed off to pick up Ewan from work. So that's us both on holiday now. so good. And now we're just gonna chill out at home. I've taken my makeup off. So my skin feels nice to have everything off. And then hopefully we're gonna go and watch The Mandalorian. So I'll let you know what I think about the final episode of season 2. Oh, slight change of plan. Our internet is down. We've called EE and there's an incident in the area. So our internet will probably be down until after 10. So unfortunately we can't watch The Mandalorian. Sad. I am very sad. But all is not lost. We have ordered takeout and I've convinced Ewan to watch Pitch Perfect. So I'm happy. I'm good. And I'm going to have a cup of tea and wait for my food to arrive. And it's going to be wonderful. I have my blanket. I have a hot water bottle. It's not bad. It's not that bad. It's not quite Mando, but it's not too bad. So this is my dessert that I ordered from our takeout. Chocolate, fudge cake, and then I added some ice cream because you just have to. We've just finished watching The Mandalorian finale of season 2. It was very, very good, although the very sad ending made me feel all sad. But excellent end to the series, which is super, super cool. I said in an earlier clip that our internet went down, so we had to delay watching The Mandalorian. So we watched Pitch Perfect and ate our food, and then the internet came back on, so we watched Mandalorian, and that was ace. So now I'm going to tuck into my pudding, and I won't lie, I'm going to put on Pitch Perfect too, because I want more a cappella singing, because yay. I'm going to go watch that. So that's my plans for Friday night. Hey there, just final update for Friday night. I was going to say Saturday night there. I'm getting ahead of myself. So I watched Pitch Perfect 2 and I've arranged to meet a couple of friends for a coffee tomorrow. So that'll be good. So yeah, it is now after midnight and I'm going to head to bed. I've got a new book to start reading, another one off my December TBR, and this is Why We Eat Too Much by Andrew Jenkinson, I think. So I've got this as an ebook on my phone from my library, and I'm reading this one because I've got this one and another couple that are on my December TBR that I need to put back to the library quite soon. So I'm going to try and whiz through those before I need to put them back to the library. Anyway, so I was planning on reading this one, just an interesting topic. But I've had a wee quick look and it looks like a lot more dense and in-depth than I was actually expecting it to be. So I'm going to start it tonight and see how I feel. I kind of just want to break from the sort of thrillery books that I've been reading. Not that I'm sick of them in any way. I kind of want to have a bit of a palate cleanse kind of book in a way. So I'm going to try reading this non-fiction. I think it's about 350 pages or something like that. It's not far off it. So it shouldn't hopefully take me too long, but if it's quite dense, we'll see how the writing goes. It might not be as easy to get through as I thought it might be, so we'll have a wee look. But anyway, I'm heading off to bed and I will catch up with you in the morning. Morning, everyone. It is now Saturday morning. It's 11:15 and I'm feeling sad because I was meant to be going to meet a friend for coffee and he has food poisoning, so that's cancelled. So I got up and made myself look like an actual human being and I could have still been in my sweats. Oh well. Waste of a good outfit. Well, you can't really see the outfit, but waste of makeup anyway. But no one but Dylan will see it. Well, and Ewan, but he doesn't count. So I'm now going to have some breakfast. Lounge about like I would normally do. The one Saturday I actually have plans and I'm now not going and I feel sad. So lounge about, and I won't lie, I'm probably going to go watch the third Pitch Perfect because I had no plans for this morning. My plans was to be away, be out, be doing things. So now I think I'm going to sulk and have some cereal and watch some more Fat Amy because She'll make me feel better. So that is the plan. I was meant to read some of my book last night and I didn't. I fell asleep with my phone in my hand. So that didn't happen. But I feel refreshed. I'm loving the fact that it's now holidays and I just want to have a nice chill day. So we're going to sit around the house, might have some pancakes once I've eaten my cereal, and I'm waiting for a parcel to be delivered, and another one has finally been dispatched that I've been waiting for like a month. Bloody COVID. So yeah, it's fine. We're going to just chill out, watch the movie, and then I will catch up with you later when I decide to do something more useful that involves me not sitting on this couch. So, we are headed off. We're going to go and have a wee hack with the Dylan. I've got a couple of presents with me to leave for people. One for my best mate and one for my yard Secret Santa, which is kind of pointless because the person already kind of accidentally knows that it's me, so not so Secret Santa. But anyway, we are going to go head off and see Anthony. Come on, Dylan. Good lad. Who's a good boy? He's like, Dad's here, so I probably won't have to work very hard. And I'll get a treat. Ooh, Dylan, what's that? What's this? It's a little horsey. Oh! He's like, I don't trust it. I don't trust it. Oh, Dylan, it likes you. Finally on our hack after much camaraderie. So that's us back home. Had a chilly hack with Dylan and then popped him back to the field. It's now 5:15. We've had a cheeky snack of some garlic bread because why not? We're on holiday now. There are no rules. Well, I say there are no rules, and then we spent a little while listening to the changes in the rules for England. Yeah, so the whole thing's just not fantastic. So that was fun. No changes to Scotland yet, as far as I'm aware, but we will keep an eye. Obviously, our current plans involve a 3-household mix on Christmas Day, which the rules are currently allowing, and it would only be for like 3 hours or something like that. So not the worst, definitely. So we'll see if anything changes as far as what we're allowed to do. Kind of one of the reasons I've not really prepared a hell of a lot, just because everything felt so changeable, and we're just ordering a takeaway anyway. So worst comes to worst, they just order less food, which is actually quite nice. I think my mum's still finding the whole thing quite stressful, but I feel less stressed because nothing huge has been planned, because it just felt pointless to plan anything. So that's actually quite nice in that respect. But I do feel bad for those people that have got plans that now they have been told they can't do, which is not so great, but what can you do? So I am now feeling particularly lazy. I've been fed and watered, and I was going to go and wrap some Christmas presents, but that now seems like a lot of faff. I've got a couple of Christmas cards I need to write and get sent, because they're probably not going to get there in time if I don't get a wriggle on. I only send Christmas cards to a handful of people, the ones that live out with Aberdeen and I don't see very much, and that they send them first. If they send me a card, I send them one back, basically. Yeah, I don't really have any plans this evening. Try to think if we have any plans. Possibly watch another film. I've not read any more of my books today. I've just not been in the mood. I'm trying to think if I ever actually did catch up with you on the ones I said I was going to talk about later. I think I said that yesterday and never actually did it. So the ones I was going to talk about were Our Little Cruelties by Liz Nugent and Truly Madly Guilty by Leanne Moriarty. So I finished both. I think I gave a 4-star to Our Little Cruelties and 3 to Truly Madly Guilty. So Our Little Cruelties was the one about 3 brothers I say it as if you know what I'm talking about from in my TBR, basically. So I can link my December TBR video up there if you want to check out the books that I'm going to be rambling on about in this vlog. So yeah, Our Little Cruelties follows 3 brothers. One of them ends up dead, and one of them is involved or responsible in some way for their death. And so it was kind of just going through their lives over quite a big period of time, actually. It wasn't kind of how I expected it to go. I kind of assumed it would be like a fairly linear kind of plot, whodunit kind of style, I don't know. But it turns out it was like the same time periods, but like it popping all over the place from like the 80s, the 90s, the noughties, whatever. And it kind of flipped between time every chapter. And the first bit of the book was written from the perspective of the eldest brother, and then the second part from the youngest brother, and the third part from the middle brother. And then at the end, the last few chapters, and even just paragraphs, it kind of got closer and closer. It popped between all the brothers. It definitely feels a lot more frantic by the end, because obviously you're building up to finding out who dies and who causes it. Which, it's funny, like I said in a recent book tag, when I was doing the anti-haul book tag, again I can link that up there if you're interested in having a wee look. I said there was a book that I wasn't interested in reading. A new release I wasn't interested in reading was Lucy Foley's The Guest List, because I'd read reviews that you don't find out who the killer is and who even the dead person is right until the very, very end. And I felt like that sounded really frustrating and that I wouldn't like it. And then this book I picked up seems to be very similar in that regard, whereas there's a funeral, and then you flip through all the timelines, and then you don't find out who's dead and who did it until literally the last handful of pages. And I realised that after the first little while, like how the setup of the book was going to go, and I realised that's how it was going to work. And I originally was like, oh, I'm not going to like that. But I persevered because I like the author, and thought, no, I'm going to give it a go further because I do like this author. So it actually turned out being quite good. Like I said, I give it a 4-star. And like you can't figure out who's going to die until the scene when it happens. You can have your suspicions, but there's no like concrete proof that you can like gather little bits of evidence. It's more the feeling you probably get, I think, like, because all 3 brothers were potential victims and all 3 brothers were potential suspects. I had no idea who out of them was going to die and who out of them was going to be involved, and I had my suspicions and I was partially right, but partially I didn't see the other bit coming, and then there was a bit at the end I did not see coming. Yeah, like, it wasn't what I was expecting. It was more character driven than plot driven, which I don't normally like, and yet it was satisfying. So I would recommend this one. I actually did enjoy it. Don't expect to particularly like anyone. The characters are not particularly nice people. They're all very flawed. For reasons, but they're flawed. So it's definitely not one of those books that you have anyone to root for. There was one I kind of rooted for a little bit. There were some portions where I was like, okay, I really want this person's life to be better. I want them to get a handle on things. But that's probably as close I could say as you would root for a character. It wasn't really that kind of book. They definitely all had their issues and their flaws, but yeah, no, it was a good read. I enjoyed that. And then the other one I read was Truly Madly Guilty by Leanne Moriarty, and that was similar in the aspect of you know something happened, but you don't find out what happened and to whom until very close to the end. So this one, there was 6 adults at a barbecue, 3 children, and a dog, but the dog's irrelevant. And basically something happens at this barbecue that makes them all incredibly weirded out around each other, and they're not coping, and life has just changed for them all forever due to this incident at this barbecue. And you flip through all the different characters at different times, some more than others, mainly the women, getting their input on what happened, but you don't actually know what happened until significantly far into the book. And I didn't really... I had a theory about what was going to happen, and then it swapped to a different theory, and then it was closer in reality to the original theory I had. So that was fine. But in the way that the first one, Liz Nugent's book, that one kind of built this level of tension where, I don't know, I got sucked in and I did want to know what happened, but equally I was enjoying the story for what it was. I think that's the difference between the two books. I think that's why there's a star's difference, because in the Our Little Cruelties book, I was enjoying the perspectives of the characters. The same events relived by each of the characters in turn, and I was interested to see the event from the other perspective. And as much as I wanted to know the ending and who had died and killed and whatever, that became more like a bonus, like a little added extra. I actually enjoyed the book for what it was in itself. Whereas Truly Madly Guilty, I kind of just felt like it was fluff to get to this crux event. I was like, why are they rambling about a bunch of nonsense? I want to know what happened. So it was less satisfying, because I was kind of, hurry up and tell me what happened, because I don't understand why you're all acting this way. I want to understand. And then once I knew what happened and things were piecing together, like, that part was good and it did piece together and things made sense, and I liked the resolutions of everything that happened. I am not disappointed in the ending. So in a way it was solid, but it lacked that satisfaction, because I didn't enjoy the reading, the journey to get there. I didn't enjoy reading things from each of their perspectives. And it wasn't even like that I liked these characters less than the ones in the other book, because they were all flawed and none of them were particularly nice. So it's not even like that's the difference. It must just be in the fact that I was enjoying the writing in the other book more than this one, and I kind of just wanted it to hurry up. I felt like it was too long. It was too slow, it was too long, there was a lot of fluff. No, it just lacked something. But it was good. I think I gave it a 3. I rate based on my enjoyment, and I don't think I enjoyed it as much as the other one, despite the similarities in their structure. So that was those two. I'm still in the middle of the Middle Finger project. That was a weird thing to say. Still not enjoying it. I probably should just DNF it. I know I'm not going to get a lot from it. There's some things that I've taken away from it that are like, yeah, okay. But it was things I already kind of knew and believed anyway, but that's not the book's fault. I've read a lot of these types of books, so it's understandable there's going to be overlap. I like the delivery of the information, but the information itself is kind of crap. It's just, again, fluff. I'm sure I said somewhere else that it could have been like a 20-minute TED talk or something. I don't even know if I vlogged it or if I was talking to somebody about it. I can't remember. But it could have been a little TED talk or like a speech or something. It didn't have to be an 8-hour book. And I don't like the author particularly. I find her quite irritating. And I'm just like, nah. Like, the only thing I would say it's solid is it's conversational and it's relaxed and it's delivery. And I think a lot of people would take the information in better from that delivery instead of it being quite dry and dense. It was engaging, but her opinions are not my opinions. She's entitled to her opinions, but I don't feel like it's like a good advice kind of stuff. Maybe I'm less of a risk taker than she is, but she's like, work-life balance doesn't exist. Like, work is gonna be the main thing in your life. And I'm like, no, absolutely not. It was at one point for me, and it's probably the most unhappy time in my life when my career was genuinely one of the bigger things in my life, and now it's something I do to pay the bills. I don't hate my job. It's fine. But I have other passions, and I don't want my passions to be my work. I want them to be my passions. I want them to be something I do that I enjoy, that I don't need to make money from or I need to do anything from. It's just fun. I would not rate that one very highly. It's pretty much getting like a... I think I last said a 2. And it's going down. I don't know if it's like a 1.5. I think it's letting... Like, it's not horrific, but... No. Absolutely not for me. Not for me at all. So I've read quite a lot this last week, so I think I'm maybe just a little bit wanting a break, because I've watched, like I've said, a lot of films the last couple of days. So I'm not sure if I'm going to do more reading tonight or not, but we will see. But yeah, I'm actually, like, my eyes are starting to go together. I'm actually quite tired, so I'm probably going to just veg out on the sofa for a bit. If I do anything interesting, I will let you know. If it's going to be a pretty boring update, which is highly likely, I might just see you in the morning. I have a lesson tomorrow, but I have no idea what time. And that's literally the rest of my plans for my weekend. So I will catch up with you later when I have a bit more energy. And yeah, see you again soon. Bye. Good morning. It is now Sunday, and I can't remember what date it is, the 20th. The 20th. See, the days I don't do my advent calendar before I leave the house. I have no idea what day it is. Dylan! So, there wasn't another check-in last night. We just chilled out on the couch, and then we ended up watching I Feel Pretty, that comedy with Amy Schumer, which was a good laugh. I haven't seen that in a while. So we did that, and then, come on Dylan! And then went to bed. Nothing too exciting. And now it is Sunday morning, like I said. I have a lesson, and come on Dill! I shout on my horse, and someone else's horse is answering me. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. So, yeah, I've got lesson. Running late for it. Standard stuff. So, yeah, heading in to get Dylan, who has decided he's not going to come over, because that would be too easy. It is Baltic. Like, I cannot stress enough how cold it is right now. You hungry? Is you hungry? Come on in. Come on in. Shift your bum. Ugh. Tuck it. Right. That's the dilly back in the muddy field. He's had his banana. He's probably going to lick the gate. He's a good boy. He was super in his lesson. Doing really, really well. And we've got lots of homework to work on. So that's good fun. I don't think I got any footage, unfortunately, but hopefully get some next time. Yum, 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 yum. He's such a good boy. Right. Catch you later. So, me and Ewan are about to do a little sesh of festive wrapping, get everything organised. So I will give you a little peek at the end once we've got everything all pretty. Here's another little thing I wanted to show you. So here's our tree. It's obviously off at the minute, but we got these really cool decorations with all of our animals on. So we have a Dylan, and then this one is for Nico, for my mum's retriever. And then we have a Luna. This is for the Bernese. And then we have these super cool ones here. We have Yoda, a little guinea pig. And we have the last one, Mr. Qui-Gon. I am so proud of how they turned out. They look so cute. And they have all of our animals on the tree. So love that. So yeah, I will show you what the wrapping looks like once we are done. So that, ignore the flickering light in the background. That is our Christmas wrapping done. So we're going to package the ones up that we need to send off, and that'll be it. So I will end the vlog here, and I will catch up with you guys next week. Hope you have a great week in the run up to Christmas and a lovely day when it comes, and see you next week. Bye.